I think we're going to have to start doing this because I think more people want this from us. And that is we're going to talk about a little bit of production, future production that we see for wide receivers, quarterbacks, tight ends, and all that stuff. And we're going to talk about where we think they might rank in 2023 in fantasy and in the NFL as producers. So let's talk about, we'll go over the top 5 quarterbacks in 2023, who we think is going to be the best producing quarterback for fantasy, and let's rank them top 5, and you might have to rank them a little different, right? Yeah. So like we go top 5 for fantasy, and then we'll go top 5 as an NFL winning quarterback. Okay. We'll pick winning stats overall.
I mean, obviously number 1's pretty easy, I think.
Mahomes. Right? I actually have Mahomes at 1. Do you have Mahomes at 1?
Yes. Two's I think where we might differ a little bit.
So 2 for me, if we're going to go for, let's go for fantasy aspects. So 2 for me for fantasy aspects is going to be Deshaun Watson.
Okay, I don't even have him in the top 5. I'm going to be honest.
That's fine. This is for 2023. This is my production going forward. If you look at what Deshaun Watson did, if he was a smidge of what he did in 2020,
which I completely agree with,
which was 4,200 yards and 500 rushing yards or something like that.
I didn't think about him, so that's my bad. So, 2 for me is Joe Burrow.
Fantasy wise,
yep.
All right.
3.
3 for me, I would have to go, and you might not like this. And we're going fantasy wise, right? Mm-hmm. As of right now,
if you say Dak Prescott,
Justin Fields. As of right now, 3 Justin Fields.
I don't hate that. The only issue I have with that is he's only produced 1 year, and most of his points came on the ground.
That's my point. Fantasy purposes.
We don't like a guy that runs
fantasy
a lot.
Purposes, though.
I know, but
running quarterbacks get you points. So fantasy purposes. That's why I keep emphasizing fantasy purposes.
So then, where's Danny Dimes?
Danny Dimes is
not top 5.
He's a running quarterback.
Well, I get it, but he's
Yeah,
not. There's 5 other quarterbacks that I think can produce just as much, if not more, than him. Is my point.
So
Don't think I'm not going to have other rushing quarterbacks up there.
So on fantasydata.com last year, the top 5 fantasy quarterbacks were Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, and Geno Smith.
I know.
Okay, so my
If we want to go to 10, it's Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins, Daniel.
But this is 2022.
Jared Goff.
This is 2022.
This past year.
Right.
Correct.
So let me go over my projections for this year.
I know. I'm just saying.
So that's why I believe Mahomes.
Right.
And then I said Deshaun Watson
Then you
because
said
they're not going to
Fields.
have him in there. And I bet you projection-wise,
I know.
I'd be shocked if they had him in
My
there.
number 3 is Josh Allen. He's produced every year. You know, even with Diggs leaving, I think they'll get somebody in there to produce. I don't think Diggs is going to leave. I just think he needs to shut his mouth and just, I don't want to say shut his mouth and play football, but I think you just need to shut your mouth and be a team player. You know, you're not going to
Who?
sit there, Stephon Diggs.
Oh. Well,
I think you're hurting the
oh,
team.
you're so you 3 is Josh Allen.
Yeah, 3 is
Okay.
Josh Allen.
All right. So
4 is, well, who's your
my 4 would be Josh Allen.
Okay. And then my 4 is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I can see that. And
There's one guy in here I like because of depending on.
And here's what sucks, right? Because there's 2 guys that I would put at my 5, and one of them we don't even know what's going on with him because we're just fantasy
Lamar, yeah,
aspects.
that's why we're
So
not-
I got Jalen Hurts as my 5, and then I would put Lamar at my 6.
Yeah. Justin Herbert is my 5. Lamar is my 6.
Right. So
And
we
it's
both
no-
have Lamar just outside of the top 5.
And I'm not bashing Lamar. It's more of a where is he gonna go? You know?
Who are his weapons?
Yeah,
How is his
exactly.
offensive line? What conference is he in?
Yeah.
Like a lot of that stuff is going to matter on what Lamar stats
Oh,
hits.
Ryan.
Oh jeez, I'm not hitting Lamar. I promise.
So
Hey, be happy I have Lamar in the top 10.
It's
fantasy
you to
purposes.
show up there, buddy.
It's fantasy purposes.
so here would be
You got to
my
be
top
there to
5.
score points.
Who
Ryan.
would be your top 5?
It would be Mahomes.
Okay.
It would
So we all have Mahomes at
Yeah,
1.
there's
So
no question that Mahomes.
Okay.
Is number
It would
one.
be Burrow at 2.
So same as me so far.
Honestly, I would put Trevor Lawrence at 3.
Okay.
I mean, he's
I,
7.
I,
You're getting-
and you
Cal-
haven't even explained it. I
You're
understand.
getting
it.
Calvin Ridley. You got Evan Ingram. You got Kirk.
Right. 4, I'd probably put Jalen Hurts. And then 5 would be a toss-up between Fields, Lamar, Jared Goff, and Daniel Jones.
Justin Herbert's better fantasy-wise than Jared Goff.
Yes, I do. I do hate Lamar
Barely.
just because of.
I guess you
Yes,
could
we're.
put Herbert in
Yeah,
there.
I believe
Yes.
this is more of dynasty ranking talks. That's why I have Justin Herbert up there in the 5. It's just the youngness of him.
No, I mean,
I think all those guys are young. There's
Yeah.
every
Well,
single one of these guys.
well-
There's no old quarterbacks in that conversation.
maybe Kirk Cousins, just because regular.
I didn't have Kirk Cousins
No,
in
no,
my
no.
top
I'm
hold-
5.
hold
talking
on.
about for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just saying, I would probably put Kirk. It'd be between Kirk, Goff, and Herbert at 5.
Okay, that's what I was talking
Just
about. with
because
age-wise.
Kirk is good in the regular season and just can't do anything.
okay, so that would in a redraft you would say Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a dynasty, you'd probably go Herbert.
I would
Yeah,
put either.
100%.
Yeah, I'd put Herbert or Daniel Jones.
So if you're in a redraft, your value is getting Herbert later then.
Yes.
Kirk's been a top 10 quarterback, I think, the last 3 years, though. We're close to it.
But knowing that Herbert's been consistent, just hasn't been top 5.
That's my point.
He could
Herbert
be-
Herbert has the most passing yards for the first 3 years of any career
Well,
quarterback.
but I'm saying that his ceiling and floor has been consistently higher. That's why in a redraft that he would still go higher than the other ones listed.
That's funny. It looks like a monster, but it's not. But it's not, Ryan.
We're talking both a mix of dynasty and
Yeah. Well, so okay. So now
Yeah,
give me your NFL rankings, right? Because that was our for fantasy rankings,
Oh,
right?
jeez.
Right.
Give me your NFL ranking for quarterback. For like where they rank in the NFL as I guess production and winning. Because
So I think my top 3 are the same. You got Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. That's my top 3. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to change that.
So
Josh Allen, I'm putting down at 5. I'll be honest, because I think there's going to be some issues this year. So I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes.
especially if that shit with Stephon Diggs.
I'm
is legit.
going to go Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, and actually I'm going to move Josh Allen out of my top 5, and just for you, Ryan.
Lamar would not go in
Lamar.
my top 5. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Depending on where he goes, he's gonna.
No.
Okay, so
wherever
here's
Lamar's
what I
gonna
will
go,
do.
he's
Here's what
gonna
I will do.
well.
This is all projections, right? This is all projections. I'm not holding. Well, I'm kind of gonna hold you to this later. Don't worry. So I'm gonna say Mahomes, right?
Yes. I mean,
Joe Burrow, 1 and 2. I think
Yeah.
I'm right there with you on that.
Everybody, I mean,
I will go. This is where it gets tricky for me because I have to put Deshaun Watson there at 3.
is that the Browns fan in you, or is that the?
I think
is
that's
that
the
fantasy guy
potential.
in
It's
you?
the potential in him.
Okay.
It's like
It's still there. He's
with
still-
Devonta, well, not Devonta Smith, with Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, DPJ, David Njoku.
Okay.
I think with the weapons you have, the offensive line you have, in an offseason, he has everything he needs in this city to be better than he was in Houston
Yes.
if his ability has been there.
I forgot to talk about a quarterback that was pretty much comatose for half the year.
Tua?
Tua?
Yes, Tua.
Or Kyler?
Tua.
I just don't think
No,
Tua's coming.
Kyler was
I don't
just
think
in
Tua's
time.
coming back the same.
Comatose Cod? Tua's got...
I don't think he's coming back the same, man.
If I don't see it
And it's
either.
funny because when you look at my wide receivers, you would think I was thinking Tua would come back
So
the same.
so let me ask you this.
So hold
Who would
on,
you-
that was 3, right? Deshaun Watson was my 3.
Let's get through it.
Justin Herbert would be my 4. Derek Carr would be my 5. If you're talking about
Okay.
NFL quarterbacks.
I don't disagree with that. I get it.
And I know a lot of people don't like Derek Carr in there, but I Josh Allen's slipping out of there because if you do lose Stephon Diggs and you do have the turnover ratio that you had prior to Stephon Diggs, you're in trouble.
I'm like I said, I'm a Bills fan, but I'll be the first to sit there and criticize Josh Allen. If you look at Josh Allen after losing Brian Dable, and I know you might get sick of me saying that, he's
I don't even think you're saying it.
His
It's a
stats have
legit
gone down.
point.
It's just
a
true.
legit point, but
I mean,
Stephon Diggs is the only reason
he-
his stats went up.
yeah he's
So-
another guy that relies on the run a little bit too much. And even Sean McDermott came out and said we got to change the way that Josh Allen plays the game. Well, yeah, you
Well,
should have changed that years ago.
and
You don't have a running
People
game.
need to understand, right? So like we harass D-Hop all the time for being 31.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We harass Odell for being 31.
Yeah.
We harass Jesus criminy.
We
We
harass
harass
guys-
Julio Jones.
yeah.
All these receivers being old. Stephon Diggs 29.
He's up there, 100%.
it's different with OPJ and Julio because of the injuries the past.
29 is the ceiling, man. This might be his best year coming up, and
so
then
that's
after
what I-
that, just start
Cooper,
going.
Cooper Cup.
What did I say though? I said this is the last year. If they do not do something, it's done. Sean McDermott's probably going to
Well,
be fired.
Stephon Diggs might be
Stephon
done.
Diggs is probably going to be traded. I mean, you got Isaiah McKenzie, you got Khalil Shakir. No, you don't
No,
have
not
Isaiah
Isaiah,
McKenzie.
not
yeah.
anymore.
You got Khalil Shakir. I forget their
Well, they got
other-
young.
Isaiah went
they got
to
young
New
guys.
England, or I know he got picked up.
Yeah, he went somewhere, but I mean, this is the last year for the Bills. I mean, if they don't
I
make
don't
it to
remember
the
now.
if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, or make it deep in the playoffs,
I think he went to
they're
the
gonna blow up.
Giants.
I think you're right.
I think
He might
Isaiah
have gone
Hodgins
there.
went to the Giants.
No, Isaiah
Hodgins
McKenzie
was with the Giants.
Oh,
He got
McKenzie
re-signed.
went to New England.
Okay, yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
My apologies. Yeah, he
So,
went
I
to New
mean-
England. So that's where I have those guys. And we can get in. I think what we'll do, we'll have some fun with the next show. We might do like a ranking. We'll do a QB ranking projection for 2023. And it'll be fun because
Season or fantasy?
season.
Okay.
He went to the
We can do
Colts.
both. We can do both.
Isaiah McKenzie went to the Colts.
You wanna do running
Okay,
back?
that makes sense. You're right.
On a
Because
one-
they lost Paris Campbell.
Yeah, on a 1.2 mil deal.
That's right.